Only us old folks, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're showing your age.
In more ways than
He's,
one.
he's so young.
I wish. Doesn't feel that way when you get up in here.
Yeah.
As you
Tell me
know,
about it.
you want me to hike at 8:30 and I'm like, I'm barely able to walk.
You may begin.
All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for coming, everybody. It is Wednesday, 23 July, 2025, and this is the regular meeting of the Waterloo Valley Select Board. I am the chair, Rich Rita. And here with me today is Wendy Rasterberg, the vice chair, and Dan Bancroft, the select board member. So we have a call to order and we have a quorum. We'll move right into the public hearing on solid waste fees proposed rate change. I do want to make one quick statement, if you would, ahead of time. Many of you may not have heard that Rob Wilson is in actually a nursing home being treated for life-threatening disease or condition, I should say. It was this septic arthritic
Arthritic sepsis.
arthritic sepsis. Is that the
Yeah, we
correct
had in both knees.
Yeah,
Doing better.
a condition which was a result of his service to this country.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure people realize that's what the situation with Rob is. He thinks things are going well and he hopes to be back in the valley by the end of the summer. So,
You know where he is?
yeah, it's in Boston.
Merrimack,
Merrimack.
nursing home,
Mm.
Okay.
county nursing.
Is it
home
in
In
Boston?
Boston.
Yeah,
Okay.
so anyway, all our best to
Yeah.
Rob. For service above and beyond. In any event, so let's get on to our public hearing. I'd like to entertain a motion to open up public hearing. Could I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Alrighty, so now we are in a public hearing for the proposed solid waste fee, proposed change. Let me say at the outset that I have received some comments, I think perhaps all the board had ahead of time, that this was an inconvenient time for many people who would like to speak to the board. So we have tentative plans to hold another public hearing on this matter, to continue this one exactly so at a later time, probably 6 p.m. Probably at the end of our next regularly scheduled meeting, which is the 6th of August. So we may not be making a decision anytime soon. There is no hurry on this. I don't know if everybody here knows the background of this, so let me just open up with that. Tell you why this was an action the board is contemplating. At town meeting in March, we were discussing a change to the dumpster ordinance, if I remember correctly, which ultimately failed. But as part of that discussion, it was made known to the board, comments from the voters, that they felt that it was unfair that people who had to bring their trash to the transfer station paid the same rate and had limited hours, days to do it, paid the same rate as people who had access to a dumpster 24/7, 365. So as normally as part of our process here, the first regular meeting after the town meeting, we go through all the action items, things that we needed to attend to as a result of the meeting. This was one of them. We felt as a board that the sentiment in town was that we should do something about this unfair situation. So the board discussed it and came up with adding $5 a quarter to the rate of those who have a dumpster available 24/7, 365. But it was more of we think this is what we want to do. So we turned it over to a select board working group. That is the solid waste working group. Wendy is the representative on that for the board. Again, it is a select board group. And I see at least one person here who's actually the chair is here. So, Madam Chair, would you like to identify yourself?
Somewhat.
Thank you. And so they discussed it and thought that, yes, we ought to do something about this. And they came back to the select board for a recommendation of $10 per quarter increase for the folks at the 24/7, 365. So the board decided to go forward with the $10, but actually hasn't made a decision, opened it up to a public meeting to see what the public actually thinks about this. So here we are today. Who would like to speak to the board about this? Unless, as either board member would like to add anything at this point?
Maybe summarize it well.
All right, it's group, please, just identify yourself and have at it. Yes,
Yeah, Stephen Cantor, board member.
oh yeah, I'm sorry, give us a second. We're trying to make a concerted effort so that people can hear and see, as we get comments back frequently that we can't hear the person talking in the audience. Now on the videotape later.
Yeah, and maybe it's a false rumor, but the way that I heard it was there's gonna be an additional charge for those who are not permanent residents. Is that correct?
No.
No.
It's for all condominiums. All condominiums.
All property owned, so maybe you want to explain very briefly how the billing works.
It may have been explained wrong to me.
All right, so
So-
let's do it.
So currently, each residential unit, each condominium unit, each single family home is charged a
60
$60 fee,
It's the residential.
residential fee,
quarterly.
flat rate on a quarterly basis.
Right.
So everybody pays the
$20 a month.
$240 $20 a month, $60 per quarter. So, and $240 per year. So the proposal that this public hearing is about is to add $10 a quarter to that $60. So the condominium property owners would pay $70 per quarter.
Okay, it means for everyone, not.
For everyone,
Everyone,
whether you're a
okay.
resident or a non.
It's,
Okay,
it's the bill everybody gets, trash, water, and most get sewer as well.
Only those with dumpsters. There are condos that do not have dumpsters.
There are condos, that's correct.
Does not cover
There are, that are not.
Right, the 24/7, 365.
If you have if your condominium has a dumpster
Or two.
or two located in it,
Yeah, we do.
you would pay that additional $10.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Feel free to shift that microphone.
You
Yeah.
can push it closer to you, yeah.
Try to boom it out a little bit, use my coaching voice. Steve Quimby, Black Bear Lodge, Vice President of the COA, speaking solely on my own behalf today. I think this is a really horrible idea. I find it discriminatory in its nature. To say that only, people who use the dumpster have to pay an additional fee for no additional service. And in fact, we can already, if we were able to eliminate that tax fee, we could have our dumpsters emptied on a private basis for a lower fee than what we're totally paying in our condo association for the quarterly fees. So I think that the fact that you're proposing to raise fees while reducing service is really problematic. I think that this is something that should really go back and be reconsidered in a serious way, thought about how we spread adequately the costs of operating services, and maybe making the services of a land use and total and waste disposal to meet the needs of the community. I'm probably the most recent owner here, having only been here 5 years. But in my previous 20 years, I have never lived in a town that did not have recycling bill. And yet we're raising the rates. I think it's horrible. I think it's again another example of how we're moving costs onto the people, the majority of whom, at least in our association, aren't able to vote, since most of them are not full-time residents here. And I think that if you're talking about raising the rates, 15-20%, that, you know, this should be, considerably more well thought out, and there needs to be a justification as to why, condo and folks, other folks that have dumpsters need to pay more. And I don't find the fact that you reduce the hours, that not just individual homeowners and folks that don't have dumpsters, but we use the transfer station for various services as well. So we were also impacted by the decrease in hours that are available there.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah. Mike?
Sorry, just a couple notes here. John Benson, 12 Dales Way. First of all, I really appreciate the select board taking time to work on an issue that's about fairness. I get it. I think it's the right thing to work on. I just think the solution's wrong. I'll explain my own view why. When you think about how this town is made up, we have, I think, over 1,000 condos and maybe 85 homes. And if you increase the condo fee by $40 per owner, that's about a $40,000 increase to the tax revenue line. It's kind of like a tax revenue windfall for the town. Where I think the right approach would be instead to have that windfall, but instead rebate the people who don't have the same opportunity to use the condo dumpsters. And if you take, you said that earlier, what their fee is $60, what were it again?
Everybody pays it, every resident.
That's right. Spread that out among the 1,000 condo owners, and it's gonna be a whole lot less than the proposed increase that you're suggesting. So to me, I'm seeing it as a tax windfall for the town. When you think about our taxes, they've gone up, at least for me personally, they've doubled in 10 years. They've gone up at least 25%, I think, over the last 2 years, and this year's on track to about do the same. You have a $7 million operating budget. You should find room in that to find $20,000 or whatever that is to rebate those residential owners. So, in the end, I think that approach alone is even the wrong one. I think you're cherry picking a bit on who gets what services and who pays for what services. And I think that has unintended consequences that you don't want on other services that the town provides that could backfire in the same way in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Anybody else? Yep.
Hi, I'm Jim DeRocher. I represent the Black Bear Lodge as their general manager, and I have some questions. What do you anticipate the breakdown of how the increased revenue will be used? Also, what's the measure and ensure transparency and accountability that how these funds will be used? And is there a process for residents to request audits and reviews of trash collection services and associated costs?
Okay, we can answer all three questions. If you want to start off with the first question, first and second.
All of the trash fees are used as revenue prior to setting the tax rate. So if we raised an additional $40,000 or $45,000 from the proposed amount, that would be calculated into the other than tax revenue, or be included in the other than tax revenue for the town. What we do is we take the entire amount of money that gets approved at town meeting. We apply any non-tax revenue to it, and the balance is what goes on the tax rate. So as far as the windfall comment, it's not a windfall, it is additional revenue to the town. And that is used to offset the taxes when they're calculated in October.
Except the garbage tax, because that's not gonna be offset. Well, no, you're not gonna lower, you're not gonna ask us to pay $10 more a quarter. And then the next fiscal year lower that, are you?
Well, it has an impact on the
lower
tax
rate.
rate.
It has
Okay.
an impact on the
That's
tax rate
the
that each
maximum.
of the
All right.
property owners.
Well,
are
tax
charged.
rate, we can talk about already
Right.
lowered to 9 and change, but the assessed values went way up, so we're paying much more in taxes.
Well, let's answer,
Also,
answer your
You
question.
wanted- you
Okay,
wanted-
Yeah, the
Also-
second question was,
The
where's the
second-
money go
The money,
directly?
the money
Well,
directly goes
goes
into
into
the
the-
town account.
Right,
like
but I mean,
all
we
of the
use
other-
it for, I mean,
And it is
we use
used
it
to
for
offset
the
the
costs,
costs of providing municipal solid waste.
just like the
So
current.
in 2024, we had revenues from fees of $328,948. That was the trash fees that we collected for residential fees. We had miscellaneous revenue of $21,092. And I'm sorry, the 328 did include the commercial fees as well. Against that, we had $55,100 in capital expenses for solid waste. And we had $439,078 in department expenses, which is all of our collection costs and the disposal costs at Bethlehem Transfer Station. So, or at the landfill. So we actually had a net of minus $144,000 that came out of taxes. So that's where
Where
the
the
money
money
was
goes.
used for.
okay, there's a committee called Municipal Solid Waste Committee.
That's correct.
What do they do?
They have been appointed by the select board to review solid waste
Okay, how long
issues
have they
in tech.
been in? How long have they been?
2 years?
2 years.
There is nothing on the website.
A little shy of 2
Okay.
years. It was formed by the select board to deal with municipal solid waste issues. In particular, what we could be facing in the future with regard to the closure of the
Bethlehem
Bethlehem
Sure.
landfill.
Land-
So
And
probably
also to deal
prices
with,
are gonna go up. Anyway.
there was a recycling question, like how can we get back to doing more recycling? So it's a working group. It
Okay.
has no power to make decisions.
They just
But-
make recommendations.
So we turned this question over to them to
Sure.
get their opinion on the matter.
Okay, on the website, on the
Yeah.
town website, there is 0 agendas. There was 0 minutes, there's nothing there.
Steve, didn't you?
Okay, so how do we know? If we can't access that information, are they, do they have to?
Yes,
Okay,
they're required, yes.
okay, there's nothing out there,
All right, well,
okay, can you look into that?
yeah,
Okay, now lastly, Black Bear Lodge will be responsible for an additional $4,000. Will we be anticipating any additional services? And can there be a way, because we perform solid waste, can there be a way to do credit card processing down at the transfer station? It's difficult.
Mhm.
to
Well,
get
right
people.
now, no, we cannot because we don't have the technology available
Okay,
to
well,
us.
it's called
to be able
Square.
to do.
And you can do it on your phone,
Thank you.
and it's
Appreciate it.
and it's PCI compliant, so just a suggestion, it's not that hard.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
thank you, Gene. Anybody else like to come on down?
Hi. So
I'm on.
Morgan Dean, Sunnyside Condos. Part of this is that I think it's poor timing. The condo dumpster enclosure recently inspected and we all have to spend now thousands of dollars to come into compliance for this.
And that came out of the meeting
That
too,
came out of
right?
town meeting
People
as well.
complained about it,
Yes.
so.
So we're now gonna face that additional
Yes,
cost.
right.
Condos also pay for property management, to keep everything clear
Right.
of ice and snow, so we are already facing additional costs in having these dumpsters. It is less than a quarter of the town who has complained that it's unfair. If we consider the homeowner, there's less than, right, so it's like 15%.
Well, people who showed up and who could vote, if you
Right.
do the math, it's probably something,
So,
sure,
I
something like
mean, and they
that.
bought these homes understanding the trash situation, to now say it's unfair seems disingenuous, and again, it's poor timing. So I looked at the 6/18 meeting where this was discussed in much more detail and took some notes, And I'm still struggling to understand why, other than some people think it's unfair. But the select board discussed that if there were to be an increase in use of the transfer station, the town wouldn't be able to handle it. So what is the goal of raising the fees if there isn't a shortfall or anything like
Yeah,
that?
and it could work against us.
Yeah.
You're right, too, probably, yeah.
Right, so I guess my question is, why, what's the goal? If there's not a shortfall and we can't handle an increase of use here and we're not planning on getting rid of any of the dumpsters.
The expressed view was to ensure fairness. And that's been the one and singular goal. It's not meant to raise revenue. To change any of our processes or procedures. Like, having more people, sort of a backdoor way of getting more people to come here. No, we're not, as you said, we're really not interested in that.
Right.
Actually. So it was trying to respond, just like the question of the condition of dumpsters and that, again, we reviewed that and that's what the town said at the meeting. So we went out and sent those letters out about one's dumpster enclosure.
Right.
So fairness, I mean, it wasn't, I never saw it as anything more than that and responding to that.
So I guess I struggle with what is unfair about it, other than, they're welcome to get their own dumpsters and have their own trash removal on their property. And additionally, individual condo unit owners pay a very small amount of taxes compared to $1 million homes. So now we are essentially, if it's gonna be going back to lower the tax, we are now subsidizing those people. I'll leave it there.
Okay. Thank you. Maureen. Next,
Hi, Donna Benson, 12 Davis Way. Are you on budget for this year?
we haven't
Senior
discussed it
center.
today, but I think we still are in terms of expenditures and revenues, yeah.
So you are on budget for your
Mhm.
$7 million budget for this year, and yet you want to add more money to your surplus. For no other reason than the clear minority of the town had a right. I mean, you should be thinking the majority of the people here who live in condos shouldn't have to pay an excess charge. If we're gonna start cherry picking like this, I request a rebate for all of the road work you've done up on Snows. I never drive up there. I want a rebate for that. I don't go to school. My kids don't go to school. I'd like a rebate for that. And clearly you can't do that. And clearly the minority, they don't have dumpsters, so they have to bring their trash. But I mean, this is majority minority, right? So.
All right. Thank you. Anybody else like to comment on the matter?
Pat Petrowski, Windsor Hill. And this is my personal opinion, not Windsor Hill's opinion necessarily. But, the thing that I heard was that condos, that what was said to me was condos have the benefit of having the dumpsters there all the time. Come live next to one of those after a big weekend. Or when your budget your annual budget for the condo talks about how much money they spend picking up the trash because the dumpsters are too full. I mean, I'm not opposed to $10 a bill. I mean, that's nickel dimes to me, but just the whole thing about us, the condos having an advantage for having dumpsters is ridiculous in my mind.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll be short. It sounds like you don't really need the money. You get that number the same way. You can drop 5 down for homeowners, you raise 5 for condos. It just seems like it's a math game, get the same number.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to? Yeah.
Robert Dean, Sunnyside condos. I just wanted to reiterate one of the points that my wife made. It is.
Always a good thing.
Yes.
If it goes along.
Hers are much more well thought out than mine.
Right.
But there is that added cost that the condos do have to bear with housing the dumpster, right? So the enclosures, the fact that there's a pad that it requires, winter maintenance to keep clean for the services of being dumped. I do think that it is just an error of judgment to add additional fees to the condos, when in fact, I do believe the correct solution to this problem would be to rebate the homeowners. Or create some kind of 24/7 dumpster that the homeowners could use on the
Yeah,
weekend.
we can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, the state won't allow it.
Understood.
We went down that path
yeah, I
a
just
little
think
while ago, yeah.
for the condo associations, those dumpster enclosures, I'm not sure how many of the associations in representation were cited for deficiencies, but I'm willing to bet it was close to 100%. There are gonna be extra costs, and just tacking onto that doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Okay.
Thank you, Rob. Any other comments from the public? Yes.
This may not be,
Chair.
this may not be the right forum to speak of this, okay.
Make sure people get your comments.
Okay.
Are you speaking as a homo, or
I
the
live-
chair,
okay, this
the
is
chair
Eric
of
Levy. I
the?
live in a Tri-Pyramid Condo Association, so we're very familiar with the costs. And we're looking at, I didn't get the exact figure for replacement of the pad, the dumpster we don't pay for, but the enclosure.
Mhm.
But we know that High Country spent $15,000 on theirs. And at our next meeting, we will be discussing that exorbitant cost. So my opinion, my personal opinion is, this may be a good time for condo associations to consider cutting it out. No dumpster. And I know I'm in the minority when I say this, but I live here full time, and yes, it would be an added inconvenience to go to the transfer station. But I also think we have to look at the future. The future is 10 years from now, maybe we will have recycling. Maybe everyone has to come to the transfer station like other towns.
Mhm.
And that way, we can recycle appropriately and bring our trash and everything else. Why are we so unique? Why do we have to do all this? We're not a city, we shouldn't expect pickup trash, but that's my personal opinion, not as a chair. And I think we briefly mentioned, this may be a good time to start. I can tell my association, I'm on the board there too. I know I'm in the minority, but I would like to say, let's not spend that $20,000 on the dumps, on the enclosure and pad. And not have that extra $10 per quarter, per unit. So. Future, think future.
Thank you. Thank you. Second bite of the apple?
Okay.
Sure. Have at it.
Again, John Benson, 12 Naples Way. I actually thought about that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, if that were the case, would we have room to put 20 more dumpsters over here?
No.
Would we be able to handle the traffic? Would we be able to handle all the extra garbage flow in that small contained area? I don't think so. So when this town was designed, I think the idea was that 95% are condos and hotels, that the town would disperse a number of dumpsters all around to be able to effectively handle the waste. And I think that's the right way. So I just wanted to acknowledge your comment, but also thinking through that, I don't think it's personally possible. But the thing I wanted to ask, and maybe if you're on the committee, you're the right person, but how was that $10 calculated? If you don't mind. Thank you.
That was so long
Just
ago,
while you're
I
thinking
can't
about
remember.
it, while you guys are thinking
Oh.
about that. Just,
Yeah.
we are where we are, because everyone used to be 24/7, 365
Mhm.
until
Oh,
the
right.
state decided that we were operating in a legal operation.
Yeah,
And after 14 years and shut it down, but we had to get the fence and
Yeah.
manned and all of that. So that's partially why we have now this bifurcation, if you would.
Yeah.
And we could
Right.
not put dumpsters for
Mhm.
people like out in town, that would be 24,
yeah.
7 days a week. The state does not allow that. Yes, now
Can
the
I
answer to the
Can I
question.
respond to?
I'm
Where are you?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't expect,
Eric,
all,
you got it?
oh, again, Oh,
Yeah.
my poor knee.
So many things, one of which is, we can't hear people comments.
No one expects all condo associations to say goodbye to their dumpsters. I'm talking about a 10-year plan. So maybe, if we're lucky, maybe one or two will say no dumpster, and they'll come to the transfer station. I don't think all of them are full, are they? Are all the dumpsters
Well,
currently full? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
just to respond.
No, I
to
hear
that.
you, and part
So
of this,
one at a time, and by the time we are done with our new facility, we'll have, hopefully, we'll have compactors. We won't need the same amount of dumpsters. It is feasible. I'm just saying. it's
okay,
feasible.
thank you. Thank you, and just, this is an aside too, well, I'll just let, we're fine, I want to just stay on the topic, at hand. Any other comments from anybody?
Just how it was calculated,
Oh.
the $40,000, like, how did you determine that number?
It wasn't a number I think you were trying to reach, it was what would be considered fair.
Fair. It was the consideration of the people hours and the wear and tear on the trucks and the vehicles to collect everything.
Mhm.
Going around town, as part of the discussion.
There was no study or
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
yeah, it was all just in reaction to the request at town meeting to look at the fairness.
Yeah, I mean, sorry to ask again, but if it's 85 homes and it's how much per year per home, did you say $250 if you do?
240.
240, if you do that
per
math,
property.
it's about half that. And so I think when you guys came up with the initial 5, that was probably more on target of the fairness issue. Now I think it's become unfair.
Oh,
Thanks.
Thank you. So is there anybody else from the public who would like to raise a point? If not, I will close the public hearing and then see if the board members would like to talk about it. So shall we close the public meeting?
Are you?
Public
Well,
hearing.
continuing?
Oh, that's right. Well, I guess we have to decide as a board. I'm in favor of continuing it. So there are other people who can't make 3:00. Can make a later time at our next meeting.
Yes, since we're talking about fairness, I think it would be nice to be fair
kind
to
of
those
works,
who
doesn't it?
have to work during the day and.
All right, so we will continue the public hearing to our next meeting. We'll settle down the time, but I think we're probably looking at 5 or 6 o'clock in an effort to gather more. Yes, Jim.
I just have one last question.
Mhm,
The future growth with the master plans all over the place.
mhm.
Looks like there's gonna be a lot more garbage, a lot more dumpsters,
Mhm.
and a lot more things like that. I mean, anybody anticipating the potential?
Yes, that was one of the
Thank you.
reasons we formed this working group to start to get a handle on those. As the plans start to come in as to whether we can continue to operate the way we're operating. We're up to what, 70 some odd? 77 dumpsters now spread around town in one truck. And we haven't, we've increased our personnel hasn't really changed over the years, right? We've gone up, we've added 2, but that only,
Walk in the transfer station. and-
right, then just going, and we added 2 to the operation, right? Open net. Okay, so would anyone from the board like to say anything at this point, or wait till we hear some more comments from the public?
Either way, but if we're going to continue, it would be August 6th. Is that what you're thinking?
I think I was thinking, again, there's no hurry on, it's not again, it's not being driven by any timeline. Budgetary or otherwise. So August 6th,
August 6th is fine.
we'll
with me,
continue,
Absolutely.
right?
What's that the time?
Well, we need a specific time.
Time.
6 P.M. works fine, I think. That would be
All right.
appropriate.
All right, well, we'll continue this, folks. Our next meetings, our next regular meeting, we'll do it here at 6 P.M. on the 6th of August. Is that right? Thank you. Everything was well understood, at least. I'm sure we all understood. the comments. Thank you. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting.
I'll watch it on TV.
Okay, so, oh, I'm sorry, John. Yeah,
Is
I'm sorry, I
there,
didn't see
is it publicly for?
you.
No.
We don't, actually, why don't we go ahead and move to You have something that's not on the agenda? Sure. I'm sorry, we left it off. Yeah, what do you got?
Let me come up to the mic here. So, John was seeing pyramid condos. So it's in regards to the WVAIA, croquet, Sunday afternoon,
Mhm.
3 to 5.
Yep.
Parking.
Right,
So we go up there, there's sometimes 3 or 4 cars that park on the side of the road.
right.
We're looking to see, again, we approached you last year, and we're looking to see if we can approach you again this year for permission to park there on 3 to 5.
Sure. I mean, when you think, is this the formal proposal, or do you want to wait and come and tell us formally?
This is formal because
Okay,
we do it every Sunday.
Right.
And
All
we
right.
wanna make sure
and you
that,
want to, right, board of directors.
we wanna make sure the chief knows about it, so we don't get everybody.
You have something?
So we have parking across the street from the croquet center.
Yeah, I mean, that would be.
And we
right,
have
right.
parking at the BBTS that's
Mhm.
available. Chief has concerns with parking on the street because we have been trying to not allow it as much as possible, unless there was just no other possible parking spots for people.
About how many
Uh,
cars do you typically see?
For croquet, there's 3 to 4 cars that park there. And because, I'm asking this because, there's always tennis tournaments or tennis practice, and that lot's pretty much full all the time. If we can sneak a few cars in there, we will, but just in case, and sometimes we have some folks that are a little more elderly, we don't want them to walk too far to get to the.
Okay, let us discuss it. Let us talk to DPS about it. And get their concerns, and we'll get you an answer to that.
Okay, yeah, we just park on one side, that is the side of the golf course.
Right, yeah, just up going up the road a
It's
bit.
just like
I understand.
3 cars, only, have you seen more than 3 or 4?
3 or 4 at the most.
Sometimes,
No, I think Jean usually pulls her car up onto the,
Right.
yes,
just so, because she has to unload
Yeah.
material or equipment, or what have you, so.
Yeah.
I
thank you.
didn't realize 3 to 5 was a big issue, I mean, on a Sunday afternoon, but, okay,
Well, for tennis,
there's something going on. Sure.
Busy.
Let us think about it and talk to DPS about it, is that okay, the rest of the board okay with that?
yeah, what time is the croquet?
3 to
3 to
5,
5 on Sundays.
through September,
Yes, Labor Day is the last.
until Labor Day, not.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, what I'm wondering is if there in fact are any tennis camps there, they've been holding some camps. Yeah.
on those
lower courts. But typically those are morning activities, I don't think they're running that late in the afternoon. And I know that the round robin runs much earlier, and that's on the upper courts, most of the people attending that park on the other end. I don't know if it's practicing or whatever, but there's always at 3 o'clock, there's always quite a few cars there. At 4, they're starting to leave, but we're already into our thing.
right, all right.
So,
As I said, we'll discuss it, we'll talk to DPS about it and.
okay,
Make a.
thank you very much, sure.
Sure thing. All right, anybody else have any for purpose of the floor? All right, let's go to minutes review and approval. I was fine with the 2 sets, Dan, those were the 2 that you did.
Yeah, so this is a new process.
Yep,
It's
yeah, we're still,
I'm still working through it. I got locked out of one of them.
Ain't that nice?
But working with the new person on the minutes, it's working fine.
Great,
Yeah,
great,
and the only complexity is that when we start having all the markup on there, sometimes it gets a little wild on your eyes to work on.
right. Yeah.
If you're
it's
both
up on the
trying to
screen.
edit and change,
Right,
and Microsoft is constantly trying to help me, bless their hearts.
yeah, how do you turn these things off? It's usually the first thing I.
Well, I turn them off, but then
Right,
you'll never see the changes that I make.
you
So,
can't pick and select. I had a couple comments in general, I was on line 29. of the 2 July meeting, just to change PR to strategic communications.
Yeah.
Right, and that's all I have for that set of
Okay.
minutes. I have one comment on the next set of minutes. Line 97, I wrote my notes here. The green composter needs a better location, question mark. I think we need to play with that just a tad. It's really not a composter, it's a digester, right? And as I understand, there's a difference between the two.
The comment about that same.
Yeah, go ahead,
My-
change the language a
My
little bit.
suggestion was that the trial green cone will be returned to treat as property to the Ring Center Community Garden. Because that was the discussion.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's changed, it's fine.
That would be a good change.
Because I have a smart bear on my property, even though these things are bear proof, it wasn't for this bear. I picked it right up out of the ground, set it on its side, and the rest is history.
I haven't seen this thing, so I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, it's a good sized thing. Part of it's underground, but anyway, yeah, that's fine. Did you get that?
Line 29 on the, was that the 7.2?
7.2, and then on the other one, it was
7.9, yeah, 97. Got it.
line 97 to just take like 30 seconds. I'm fine, but I had no other comments on.
One
Yeah.
additional comment on the
Please.
second. I thought, line 23 read a little bit off the lines, instead of, for 7.2.
Is this on 7.2?
7.2, line 23, instead of letter to former Britain land abutters or former Britain land. Just
Okay, sure.
make it clear that it's not. The people. who
It's
used
no
to-
longer.
It's not that they used to abut the Britain's land, it's that the land is no longer the Britain.
Right. Oh, right. No, I see what you're saying. Just to clarify,
Yeah.
the butters are the same butters. The land has changed ownership.
Exactly.
That's fine.
And. On 7.9. That on line 115, you could just refer to the. Entrance to the Britain, former Britain property. It's not really a dog park area.
Right, that's sort of the shorthand we've been using
Yeah.
to kind of describe what may be.
Right,
how
it may
hasn't
be,
been.
but it's not at this
Right.
point, so I was.
But by the entrance of the land that they donated,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And the context will be.
Yeah.
Will be understood. Okay. Anything else? Sure,
Oh, line 108.
same set.
Same set.
Yeah.
During the July 23rd meeting, you said during the July meeting. We have two meetings in July.
Oh, right, so it's our next one.
Oh.
23rd July.
That's where Microsoft got me.
Oh,
So it took that out.
helpful.
Because it's not gonna allow us to speak about it.
No, it got complicated. There was the word. I think the word meeting had been omitted. When I added meeting, it put it into small, like superscript.
This is just a start of
And
what
then-
it's gonna do. We'll
and then
simplify it.
This was.
So I
intended
deleted
to
it
shorten
and I rewrote it, but it didn't
about the
include.
minutes.
No, it did.
No,
But
and it
I
didn't
did.
include
So
the
we-
evening, but I.
No, we have to find a different way.
Well, no,
We
no,
can't
but
do
we're still,
this.
we're still
We can't do
finding,
this.
we're still trying to find our way through it. Yeah, give us time. Yeah, we'll get there. All right.
I was Microsoft.
Could I have a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
So moved out, going to accept the minutes. of
Second.
7.2 and 7.9.
7.9, 2025. We have a second. All in favor? Aye. All right. New business. So, I don't think we want to talk about the solid waste proposed rate change
That was just there in case.
in the event we came to it.
Yeah, you can pay
Decision.
that.
All right. So, bond bank, July results, paying a little less, I guess.
Yeah, the results were very good for the overall sale for the town in particular, our true interest costs for the note that we've taken, which is actually several different loans combined together. The total with that is 3.91% total, true interest cost. It's termed that way because of the premium that's paid and what shows up on the paperwork is not 3.91%. It will be three different interest rates
Right.
when you're looking at the actual paperwork. But I have the paperwork for the board to sign. Blue tabs are Rich, orange is Wendy, and green is Dan. So before we leave tonight. if
Yeah, let's
you
do it
could
after we're
just
done here.
Sign them,
It's just required
that's
signature.
fine.
All right,
But overall, the entire sale was about $250 million and went very well for.
well, we got our 2.5 out of that quarter billion.
We did. Yeah. Yep, over 115 projects, right. Yeah. Very successful sale, beat the main bond bank, the Annual Vermont Bond Bank in their last sale, so interest rate wise, so it was overall very good.
I think we went into it thinking it was gonna be over 4%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we were,
So being below
Planning
4% is a
purposes.
good thing then.
All right, we'll sign it at the end after the finish with the meeting here.
Mhm.
Shall we move on to PA-16?
yeah,
State form?
annual form for the National Forest acreage, in total value, so. This is a form that we have to submit to Department of Revenue Administration. The signatures are down there at the bottom under the board. Selecting, assessors.
Right, so they're 40,779 acres. Will get us $30,000.
No, that is 30 million in valuation, for those,
That's right,
for that acreage.
that's right, because they actually upped it.
Our amount from the federal government is about 160,
Right, and that's a
20.
improvement.
120.
Yep.
100, and that's a huge improvement. from-
Yep, it was in the
Such as it
eighties before,
Right,
85. I won't even tell you what it was.
all right. Shall we move on to old business? Update of the road projects, so the guys working out there today.
Road projects are, all the paving is complete, we finished Kennedy Street today. So, the only thing left to do is back up shoulders, bring up the water and sewer, the sewer manholes and the water shutoffs. So just a little bit of additional work on them, but that finishes all of the paving in town for the year.
Is there any line painting?
Yeah, no, I think we will save.
Line
questions.
painting is part of both.
We were waiting for
contracts,
everything to
so
finish.
We're just
right?
waiting for them to be, yes, they are scheduled to do.
Will they be repaying the line on Osceola? That's very, very faded, or is that not part of the
I'll have to check with Morgan.
contract? It should be, it's not gonna last.
Yep.
Through the winter, it'll be. out
They
for
will-
this year.
I think she held off doing
Mhm.
the already town section until the other was
Okay.
ready to go, and we will get it.
Great.
Um,
Anything else on the
I think
road
that's it.
projects? I saw the engineers, HEB out there. I think on
They've
Snow's Mountain.
been working on Snow's Mountain.
And,
They have done additional borings and for the water line. And they have done additional engineering work out on Boulder Pathway.
mhm.
So we're continuing to do the prep work to get the final designs done by the fall. They're still on
Still-
track
for,
to get
Fall
us those in
fabrication.
the fall.
there's nothing else on road projects. Shall we move to the wastewater treatment facility update? Anything to add, Ron, for the bill?
I had a brief conversation with Mario last Tuesday. Everything is still on schedule. We should be receiving some updated work from them in the next week or two. With just some reconfigurations of site, the potential site plan, things of that nature. And a schedule, updated schedule that we requested, just to include all the components that we've been talking about, so.
Still looking at a 30% report.
You know,
In
end of
end of
August.
August.
Late August or early September, by that timeframe, yeah.
And, yeah, in the communications, we're working on, we got the first draft of that, we've made some edits.
Okay, yeah, we should probably talk to.
Yeah, and, we're, it's not ready for you guys.
Right.
But
Yep, no, I figured. All right, anything further from the board on that? If not, other projects, anything particular? Any other
no,
projects? See the
I
signs?
did get, a call from Mark Henderson, the environmental.
Yeah,
consultant
on the Britain.
On the Britain property.
Expert.
Ex-Britain property.
You're gonna come up with a name for that.
He is reaching out to the ES on the pre-1981
Great, yeah,
closure.
Great.
And so we are, have restarted that process with
Right.
ES. And he said he'd get back to me as soon as we have
right.
additional info.
I believe we put some money aside from the FEMA money to cover costs on all of that and see.
Yeah.
See what the state will have us to do.
Yeah.
Anything else on any other projects, from anybody from the board, and anything else you wanted to know about? Can't think of anything, the parking lot, the Golden Eagle, that's complete and
That
done.
is, yeah, and we're working with the Golden Eagle staff for the town portion
Portion of that,
of that
right,
work. That'll be basically what was appropriated at town meeting.
85.
85,
something like that.
so 85,000 minus what we spent on the walkway
Right,
will be in a check to them.
right. And we're still looking for a conversation with them on.
Yep. They're supposed to be
And
coming
on
up
the
with a draft.
Easement, review slash
Yeah.
change.
That'll be my next
Right.
question.
Will we be, what's the status of putting some railings back up?
Megan is getting the cost estimate. for
Great.
Yep.
The others, I see the signs are slowly being changed, those
Yep.
signs. Can't think of anything. else.
Was there any verification on height of those signs?
okay, so the bottom of the stop signs on all of the new stop signs matches the bottom of the stop signs on previous stop signs. Okay, the additional height is because of the new part at the top with the road names on it.
So that makes more.
That makes them about 8 foot tall. I drove around with Dave, there are none that he questioned as far as visibility for drivers or for emergency crews. I have, every one of them have been measured if you want from the exact number of inches, but the bottom of the stop signs are consistent across them.
Okay,
So they are significantly higher than the previous stop signs that were on the 4x4 posts. But
Right,
that
that
was
that was-
intentional. Because of we have had a lot of vandalism of the old signs. And so we do have them a little bit higher, that should help on the vandalism.
Right, no, so that was the question. So you're not saying that the current bottom of the stop signs are the same as the previous bottom of the stop signs?
Yes, every stop sign
Yeah.
in town,
Mhm.
when you measure from the ground to the stop sign is exactly the same height,
As each
including
other,
the new one.
no, as each other, but not the original ones that were on the wooden post.
No,
Okay.
those
So, but-
street
so it's
signs have changed.
No, I understand that. So the height, the new height of the stop signs is okay for someone coming along in a short car or whatever.
Yes.
You've had no
Yes,
problem.
they have no problem.
and they are reflected.
And everything is.
We're getting Valley Road instead of Valley. I think
Yes,
that's-
there's a few of them that say Valley, that was a misprint by the sign maker, and they will say Valley Road.
Okey doke. we, okay.
Is-
Yeah, no, good. Any comment, any further comment on that? All right, let's go ahead to the town manager update and department operation reports. We'll start with DPW, or actually, I see,
Rec is for-
I see rec and I see municipal services here, so why don't we go ahead and. Hello, we don't get to see you too often
Hi.
unless we come visit you.
Yes, you were invited to do so the next 2.5 weeks to see our full glory. You want to come over, just let me know. I'll
Is
Arrange a
there free
visit.
food involved?
Nope, no food,
Wow.
but
So
good
the numbers-
observations.
The numbers have been updated on the summer camp report through week 5.
Pull that up.
I saw the kids out there playing. Or doing activities or whatever, they look like they were having a blast. I think they're doing a good job.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
I mean, do you really consider the slight down numbers really to be significantly, I mean, not significantly, of significance is what I'm
No,
trying to say.
it's only real,
Within the margin of,
yeah, it's only reflective of a handful of kids.
Okay,
Numbers,
right.
you know.
5 or 10 a week.
like I said, that's that.
And those are.
Those are user days, not
Right.
campers. If you're talking about campers, it's only a couple, so it's not. I mean, we have been going up steadily for the last,
Okay,
you know,
yeah,
I don't
that's-
know,
that's
over
okay.
many years, and so I think we've sort of evened out and. There's still a lot of kids in our camps and it's still very successful, so we've got the full gamut. Of things going on, you know, lots of fun. Laughter, tears, behavior management, joy, all of it. We've got it
They're all
all.
wearing
Bug
different colored
bites.
t-shirts.
Yep,
right?
yep.
And
That's
blue
what I
ice
first
cream,
noticed.
Depending on the,
What's that?
blue ice cream.
Oh.
is the theater under the stars stage putting a crimp in anything where it is?
We haven't, you know,
As far
I
as
mean,
some
just,
programs are concerned,
nope, we haven't really had any problem, but they haven't started their full.
right,
That starts this coming week.
They have been rehearsing.
They've
Yeah,
been rehearsing,
Yeah.
but
But-
the first performances are this coming week.
right.
yeah, so the only noticeable difference to us at this point is that we have lost half the field space, but that's
Right,
it.
that's
There's
all
no
I'm asking
other,
if it's
I have heard, nothing else has been reported to me. As being problematic.
Okay, right. Right, now the paving is done for them to park people apart and the lines, are they striping or are they,
I don't
I don't know either, and if it includes striping.
We did make a change in operations, which I talked about in my update. But we used to do our pickup for camp at Golden Eagle. We learned that after COVID, that it was much better. But now we've sort of learned that we want it back at, the recreation department for pickup in a different format than we used to do. So we did get something out of being displaced. So we're always up for learning and seeing
works.
new things. And so we are changing to that permanently now, where we're dropping off and picking up at the rec department.
Is that causing any unexpected traffic issues in that area for you?
Well, that was our concern, was would there be enough parking for all the families to come and go? But it seems it worked out fine during those couple of days. And I think the parents have expressed that they like it better, it's easier. And our staff certainly likes it because it's just a very cut and dry sort of, here's your kid, instead of everyone playing on the playground and not really knowing if the parents are expecting us to still be watching or are they actually
Right.
watching them. So it's a little bit more clear and yeah, we feel it's better overall for the program.
Right. Speaking of not clear, the pond, when is the state get
Retested
retested
today.
today?
Results tomorrow. We usually don't get the results until the afternoon. Yesterday, I think it was not until 3-ish that I received the results, so. But sometimes they come at 1, so hopefully we get those sooner than later.
So we got 2 numbers, right, usually? We get 2
Numbers are still very high.
But the
Yeah,
average is
you-
lower.
For the
But
sake
the
of
average
everyone
is low.
on the video, can you go over the issue
The what?
with the pond?
High bacteria levels, E. coli levels at the pond. We've had 2 tests so far. We did have a lower average with the second test. The first test was taken right at the end of the 2 extremely hot days that we had.
And the pond was down.
And the pond was down, so, hopefully we'll make a comeback, and we'll see. There was a 3rd test that was taken today, results tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, is it earlier this year? I mean, are we starting to see this, or am I? In terms of the high bacteria and the closure?
Well, it's been happening. Did you ask Dylan specifically?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, actually Dylan and I spoke a little bit. He's very helpful giving me insight as to why it might be happening, but. You know, over the years that I've been here, it just seems to happen more and more frequently and pretty much it's happening every year. And it's happening more during those summers instead of just one hit. And
That's
we haven't dredged since 2011, 9.
Right.
So I think that's one aspect, but also as Dylan pointed out to me, that, you know, the flashboards were open because we were expecting big thunderstorms, so
Right.
the pond's way down,
Right.
plus a couple of hot days. I mean, just a kind of a recipe for it, but I do think that, I mean, my, you know, non-scientific takeaway here is that it hasn't been dredged.
Right, I think that's where we landed
Yeah.
last year of all the possible solutions. No, it's not some kind of sewer line break. It's
No.
not,
Ducks.
it's not just ducts. It's not what's coming in
Mhm.
necessarily from the brook itself. I think last year, like you said, you measured out that way and it wasn't high there, so it's what's in the pond and I think we concluded in a sort of semi-scientific way that we're actually hiring anybody that is probably because it hasn't been dredged. And you get a lot of that, like decomposing organic material, is that basically?
It's
have
fecal,
that-
fecal coliform.
Right,
So, it's an indicator organism, really, what it is, of presence of bacteria, right? So, but keep in mind, we've had these thunderstorms lately that they last a half an hour, but they dump a ton of rain,
right,
right? And the pond is at the low spot, everything drains to it. So hot weather, all thunderstorms do basically is flush everything off the hillsides down into the low spot. And when you don't have a high water volume flushing out Corcoran's Pond, right? I know we're not in a drought, but we certainly not in a wet period either. So you don't have much turnover of the pond to begin with. Water warms up. We've had some warm weather, you know, it's kind of a perfect recipe for bacteria presence.
Right.
And shallow, you know,
It
pond
gets back to
shallow,
the
you know, it
dredging
kind of
issue.
goes hand in hand.
We understand that.
Yeah.
I think one consideration, you know, that I know other recreation areas follow is no pets and dogs at the beaches, and I know that's not what this valley and community wants to hear, but that is probably a big component when you have these big flash rains coming in and bringing all the poop right into the pond, so can't ignore that either.
Or maybe that's something we should look at.
I mean, it's not,
Or
we are probably one of the last remaining places that
that
have,
allows it.
yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, if that is an issue, I mean, I've had people complain nicely about, you know, the beach being closed,
Mhm,
and, you know, it's not a good look, among other things.
mhm.
So if that perhaps can
I mean, maybe
solve it, we can
education,
try.
you know, education first, maybe before changing anything, might be a good approach, just to make people aware, because I do know that people are very fond of that aspect of Waterville Valley as being dog friendly, and so that would be kind of a rude awakening, but I think if we came out with maybe some facts and education regarding it,
Right,
and maybe statistics about how
well, I
many
think that would be it,
ponds
right?
are, you know, have these available beaches
Statistics.
for
Well,
dogs.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it the dogs themselves going in the water, or is it the fact that people let their dogs do their business near the pond and don't pick it up, and
Yes,
rainstorms happen, and it's
Yes.
not necessarily the dogs being in there, it's people not picking up after their dogs,
absolutely.
and that waste being washed in.
It's not just part of it, one part of it that's within our control.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Well, that would be field experiment, right? I mean, you ban the dogs and then see if you're only controlling for one variable, though, out of a number of variables, that still may not give you the correct answer.
You're giving the variable that you must.
Yeah, and then you have a lot of other animals that you can't really ban though, too. So
Right.
it's hard to pin it right on the dogs, but it is, I just wanted to point that out, that that's a unusual thing.
Presumably, if this was dredged, if the pond was dredged, the issue should work its way out,
Mm-hmm.
because we're only at what, 6, 8 feet now, like deepest?
Yeah, 30,000.
Where we should be around 19, as we call. So we're half, but less than,
Less than that.
less than,
Yeah, and the capacity of the pond may be much less than half.
yeah,
Just because.
closer
it's
to a
deepest
third
spot.
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we will keep people aware of what's going on by, Jan has been sending out an informational email as well as, I'm wanting to get it posted on the town website as well.
well, at some point, the town can have to decide whether it wants to spend potentially up to $4 million for this amount. That's what we're faced with. Right now, it's decision to do so is on in abate, what am I trying to say? Abeyance, we do have it on the CIP, but it's a few years out. Did I say that correctly?
It's in 2030 for $1.
Right,
There's just.
to be more precise.
Yeah.
Right. So- Okay, anything else from Rick?
Just what was in the report, we have a busy day tomorrow with a full bike ride going up to Lancaster and
Yeah, I
then
heard about
a New
that.
Hampshire Music
Excited about
Festival, trip going tomorrow evening, so Tyler Scott is work cut out for, cut out for.
Oh, which paper?
Yeah, you heard.
For sure, right?
Did you consider signing up?
No, no. I'll just jump in the car. Seems an easier way to get. But in any event, great. Thank you. Any questions for Brooke on things rec? Dylan, since we started talking, intruding into your world of water and wastewater.
Sure, yeah, not much to add, just some preventative maintenance we've had going on. We had a generator service at the water treatment building. That's part of our ongoing EM agreement with the sub contractor that does that work. Breakpoint's going well. Right now, we're down to roughly 5.5 milligrams per liter of ammonia before breakpoint. Why that's relevant is it cuts back on chemical usage dramatically.
Right.
So,
Which isn't cheap.
no, and you know, as long as it stays the course and nothing dramatic happens, we will come out of this year, at least this season, I should say, this breakpoint season, pretty well financially in that chemical line. So that's a good plus. Other than that, things are status quo unless you have any questions.
No, I'm assuming that all the testing is so far so good.
Yeah.
Anything? Not?
No.
I didn't get the DPS. We didn't get it, yeah.
I sent it as a separate email.
I know.
I will get it to you.
Right. All right, we can bring any questions to you individually.
Yep.
There's something there. Administrative services?
Yeah, I have one update. I don't, for those of you who visited Mark in his office, a year and a half, 2 years ago, you might recall a couple of large filing systems, the drawers that held as-built maps of multiple buildings throughout the town. We engaged in an effort to get those scanned and digitized about a year and a half ago. And I just wanted to report that we have completed that project today. So what that allows us to do, primarily code enforcement, is that if they're on scene at doing an inspection of a commercial property, residential property, they will have the as-built maps available to them on their iPads. So at the location, they can pull up the plans and look at them, whereas before they'd have to, coordinate with Mark and pull the plans either afterwards or before they go do those inspections. And not only that, but now we can have them into perpetuity, so they're safe and secure on our cloud server. And yep, no, we made the decision not to keep the originals, so those have been destroyed, and we can print them now, though, since we have them available to us in the cloud, and we have the large format printer here at Town Hall too. So if we ever need a physical copy, it's as simple as press and print. They're all organized on the server and available by map and lot number. And they're also available to search through Microsoft's search algorithm. So we don't have to know the map and lot necessarily. We could type in Golden Eagle and we would be able to find those designs.
Did you say they were all destroyed?
They were, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Weren't there any that would have been historical? Nothing like that.
Nope.
Anything else?
No, that's all I have.
Administrator?
Yeah, thanks for working with us, Dan, on the new minutes configuration. I think we got a couple of bugs to iron out. I want to look at that.
It does appear so.
I want to look at what you saw
Yeah.
as far as that locked document goes and see if we can work our way around that. But besides that, I think we were pretty successful getting not only the draft created in time to meet the RSA requirements this month, and I think it's working pretty good.
I was slow on getting them revised.
Oh,
That's
no,
my
that's
fault.
fine. No, that's fine. I wasn't sure how the timing had worked out and
Yeah,
getting them with the packet worked, it's just.
Yeah.
no,
Frankly, they were only minor, very minor changes.
Yeah.
The word here or a sentence there, so.
yeah, the one thing I'm trying to do is to make sure that we're capturing motions.
Yes, of course,
Better.
you need to do that.
And that is supposed to be a challenge. And that's our fault. Because as we sit here, sometimes we start talking over each other
Okay,
in motions.
would be more.
And I think we need to maybe slow down, make the motion so that it can be captured. Because when you try and listen to it over the videos and such, sometimes all three of us are talking.
Right. Well, we shouldn't leave the motion until the recorder has it down pat, I think would be.
Well, but I guess that's the point you're saying. We're not relying on the person who's here, whether
Right.
it's Steve or Kristen,
Right.
that they have been capturing it. So now it's just what's heard over.
What's
the
right,
video.
and it could be confusing.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe
So
we just need to
perhaps-
clarify it.
Well, yeah, perhaps even whoever is here, Kristen, she could read it back. And as a way to summarize it,
Right.
then it's on.
It's clear,
Then it's
right.
captured
Yeah.
and
I
everything.
think that's kind of what they do at the planning board, pretty much.
When there's a more complex motion, for sure.
Right. Okay, we'll have to be more attentive to that, obviously. Okay. Shall we just move on to the financial update, unless you had anything else?
No,
on
nothing
department?
else. I'll get you, I apologize. for the-
All right, so let's go ahead and move into financial update, Steve. Or Mark, anything? Any
No,
questions?
Nothing, no department,
Over a bit on the street lights, is that kind of in line of how the spending was gonna go?
What line number?
Sorry, the.
there's,
42.
yes, because
43.
earlier in the year, if
4360?
16.
Oh, cool. Got it, streetlights
we're,
expenses.
yeah, it is usually a little bit front loaded. I mean, obviously the lights are not on as much, given that they're controlled by the light sensors. So earlier in the year, more time. We'll probably be over on that line a little bit this year,
The repairs.
because of repairs
Right.
that were done. But
Seen any
the
cheap-
month to month,
see
we're tracking pretty close. It's gonna be the repair amounts.
Yeah,
that-
seen NHEC out here in front.
Mhm. We were just trying to get the ones that stay on all the time off.
Right,
Right,
right.
first,
Yeah, basically, the billing would be.
we are trying to get
Right.
those fixed. Yep. That line will be over.
In our patriotic purposes line,
Mhm.
it shows that we have 100% remaining.
Should be 100% expended.
It will be 100% expended.
Yeah, we've been fiddling
So
with that last
we-
line.
Yeah,
It
these,
says remaining on the head.
Right,
yeah, there's nothing charged against that. On
The
this
bill hasn't been paid.
It is queued up. Yep.
We just haven't.
Yep.
right. That's the fireworks.
The fireworks.
Plus some,
We haven't
Ashley
paid
Brown.
it.
We have not,
Yeah.
we have not paid the bill yet.
That's
Okay.
why it's-
But we've received it.
Okay, that's fine. I was.
So that's why it's
I
still
noticed
100%.
that and I'm
That
like,
makes sense.
well, then we have the fireworks.
Yeah.
So
That's what
there
there's
should be
that,
some charge against it.
Yeah.
so there's that,
Okay.
that's what there's that dash in the column underspent year to date,
Zero.
and that is the dash.
yeah, it gets entered when the bill is
Posted. Yep.
posted.
Um,
Okay, yeah.
For revenue,
Mhm.
the highway block grant, I mean, I'm not. complaining,
doesn't
that it's
come in.
more.
It-
No, I'm
um,
showing it more.
What, I'm sorry, the line? Yep,
Yeah,
yep, 010.
Yeah.
3353, 010 on revenues.
Yeah, so it's showing that we're above budget, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what happened.
the state adjusts that number, whatever they want to pay us
Oh,
each year. They give us, they give us an estimate at the beginning of the year.
okay.
Sometimes they exceed it, sometimes they do less.
Okay.
That, among all of the state revenues, that's the only one that comes in prior to December 30th.
So we don't really know what
So, but no, this is the number, the 18,000.
Is the
what
number.
we-
we're actually collected, right?
What I'm saying is,
The
that's the only line for the state revenues. That will be 100% collected.
Right.
Until December.
But we don't know what they based it on, it's just a rough estimate of.
They
some
give us, it's
formula.
based on the number of miles of road, class 5 road that we have, that we need. And then they have a pot of money,
7.2.
they have a pot of money to share with municipalities. And our 7.9 miles is, we get our share.
When we revise our revenues in September,
That number
we get to have a conversation with DRA and they will let us know what the meals and rooms tax is gonna be. So those numbers will be more locked in by the time the revenue actually comes in. Yeah.
Any other questions on
No.
financials? We good on financials? All right. Calendar review. So our next meeting is on the 6th of August. And we are going to have a public hearing at 6 p.m.
Mhm.
as well, a continuation on the solid waste. A proposed solid waste.
So what time are we going to start that meeting?
We could start an hour later, it depends how much we have on the agenda.
Oh, I thought you were saying how early first.
Oh, we think we need an hour earlier?
No.
No.
No,
He says an hour,
No, I don't want to sit here from 2 to 7.
8.
No,
So,
nobody
Yeah.
does, but, well, I mean,
well, you have council non-union at 2:00
right,
On that same day?
on that day.
can we? So, I
So
mean, are we
from
gonna
2
have
to-
3 hours
so
of
2 to
of
3.
stuff to talk about? Probably not, do we wanna? No, I guess we can't shift that now, I'm thinking, do we wanna start at 4? And have shift our non-meeting to 3?
I would prefer not to change the attorneys on vacation until basically
All right,
he's with
well,
us,
all
so
right, we'll do
changing
that.
it would be difficult with him.
all right, well, then we'll just lock
Stay
in
at
there.
2
right.
and then just break until 4. if we finish with him.
We could do that, and see what the agenda is like anyway, so
Yeah.
that we can return, and, you know, it is a public hearing too, so.
Well, the public hearing
Exactly,
portion
yeah.
has to start at 6.
It has to start at 6, right?
So you could maybe start at 4:30 if it's a pretty light agenda.
All right, well, let's see what it looks like,
Okay.
and we'll set the time.
Okay.
Anything else? So we have
So the
our,
6th and then the 20th is your second meeting. This. And that one includes
The 6th includes a public hearing.
yes,
the already.
Yeah, that's
Was
right.
it scheduled for 3?
3 o'clock.
well, but that's on the,
Charter.
franchise.
Yep,
Yeah.
franchise.
So
agreement.
you've got to be here at 3 o'clock because of that,
We can't,
not statutorily.
it's too late to make a change. Well, we can just do that at 3. I don't think that's gonna take much time, and then we can just
Break and
break
4:30.
until, or whenever we think we need to start to be able to finish, to conclude before our public hearing
Okay,
at 6. So there are 2 public hearings.
and then 7.
I'm sorry,
You said it.
Nothing.
It's like, oh.
That's it.
okay? So those are our next 2. I don't think we have anything else in August so far,
Planning board is 8:14,
Right.
8 AM.
right? And I think they also have something on 8/7,
No, there's no meeting on it.
not a meeting, but I think,
Deadline?
well, there's a deadline.
Deadline, but that's it.
Oh,
There's
okay, I thought they had
There's
set up,
no,
something
no.
non-meeting, no, not
and
yet,
no, yeah.
not yet, okay.
Is it planning board starting here or is that field trip?
They're starting. I don't know if there will be a field.
All right, that's on 8/14.
8:14 every day.
Anything else anyone could think of in the calendar, like to add to the calendar? Not really,
No.
Yeah.
I've got a conflict on the 6th, but I'm gonna move the conflict.
all right,
Yeah, we may have, information on the communications for you. That would be a special meeting. but
Okay.
We'll let you know.
right, yeah. We'll just check schedules at that time.
Yeah.
All right, if there's nothing else on calendar, let's move to
Yeah, I'm good.
board concerns and directors. Wendy, Dan, you have anything? I got a couple minor things.
The village trails looking nice. Looks like we've got a nice coat of stone or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the culvert, the pedestrian culvert,
Yeah,
bottom of that was redone.
and I can see the little drainage.
There is drainage to keep that clear, but it was puddling very badly at the lower end, the downstream end.
Right,
So that's been repaired. And the
Right.
resort has done some other work on another culvert, a cross culvert. So that's been coordinated with him.
right,
Looks much nicer.
Yeah.
The lighting now?
yeah, that was one thing, yeah,
The lighting, we did talk to Ian about the lighting and he's working on
2 out of the 4 don't work, or,
two.
I don't even know if they're ever on, I'm not there.
No, they're-
None of them are on at all.
No, 2 of them.
2 of them do come, and they're on
Yes,
they're on I forget now, they're on a timer or are they on,
they're on a photo.
a photo?
Yeah.
Electric,
Yeah.
whatever it's called,
Mhm,
sensor,
photo sensor.
photo sensor. Anything else?
I'd like to call out, Patrick, our police chief, for helping me yesterday. My neighbor's garage was open and I called it in, he made an effort to come over and went to extraordinary means to try and contact the individual. And we got that issue addressed, and I just appreciate all the support. I just want to make sure that people, public, and know that we have a great police department in the town.
Doing great. Anything else?
No.
I have one thing, do you know if the letter's gone out to the abutters of the ex-Britain land?
They did.
Did you get it? Okay, great. I can't think of anything else on that, on ex officio reports, anything on the solid municipal solid waste
That's the last.
committee, right, or on the town core working group, we want to
No,
bring now.
how far working group hasn't met. You know. I don't know if it's a discussion for right now or for later. I'm not sure if the town core working group is a necessary group anymore.
Oh, really? Okay.
The SC groups, the pedestrian village study is now 10 years old.
It is.
And it seems like we've worked through the vast majority of what we can work through on that. And anything that. Well, really, things have been highlighted, you know, we're all very well aware of the trailer on the pond, but that's not simply a item, that's a public-private partnership item. Signage has all been worked through and we have a plan. And not to start anything, and then I'm not trying to stir anything up, but another part of that group was to break down the silos in town, and I'm not sure that we're being effective in that way. Maybe the group needs to be reimagined if this, so this is just initial thoughts going through my head.
So you guys need to talk.
Well, we have them as a group, mostly because, planning board members own the group, as originally a planning board for prior, and I did not want to cause any strife with the open application.
It can't be,
No, they can't be, right, well,
I think that's a lot of what the town core working group would cover,
Is the town core that we
yeah, so
Right.
they can't,
but there's nothing else you could really talk about at this
not
I
at
mean,
this
at
time.
this point.
the lighting, we've already talked through, where,
Okay, Yeah.
a few paths, so. I guess I'm asking you guys to chew on whether or not we need this working group or not, and if so, what then. How it would be redefined, and if not. And perhaps it's something that we just need quarterly or on an as needed basis. There are, different ways to go about it, but. And maybe it's just me feeling like, we've been doing this for 10 years, are we at the end?
what's left,
Are we at the end of?
Right.
what we-
or you make it more of a as needed,
Right.
the topic comes up, or potentially could come up.
So we
Yeah,
have a
okay.
decision today, and I haven't talked to, apologies to the rest of the group, working group, who put in so much time, I haven't had a chance to talk to them yet, again, because of that. So it's probably not a decision right now, but
No,
like I said, we to percolate on.
have, I take the answer is no, but I remember at one point, I don't know if a representative of the resort said this directly or whether it came out of the town hall working group. There's a question about some of the cross-country ski trail signs. Not being in the best of shape in a number of areas. Have you guys get involved with that on the, you haven't talked about it?
Because it's part of a resort.
It's a wider, right, it's a resort thing. I know that the one, I mean, it's been missing for quite some time now, but at the intersection of Village and Mad River, there's no way to know if you need to go straight, stay on Village, or you make that right, take you to the Mad River, that sign is gone.
That map.
It's gone. I mean, the sign that was there was gone. Now, people,
Oh,
yeah, it had fallen over and it was just propped up
Right.
against the retaining wall there, I
Sure.
think, right, that intersection. Doesn't look like they took it away, but never replaced it.
yeah, I believe that's fully a resort.
Right. Right, okay, you guys, we don't look at it as part of the village trail.
I mean, we
It's
certainly
horrible.
could bring it up.
It has not historically been the town core.
Working group, they've not looked at it in terms of signage, that sort of thing.
Only in terms of creating signage, like the green format.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
music.
for
They just
the
established
materials.
that, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. I think that's all there's nothing more I can and want to say on
Okay.
planning board at this time, the ex officio report. Well, other than, we also, I believe, the planning board scheduled to meet on the 28th of August with SC Group to go over our zoning ordinances and, not only, well, because that was what they were contracted for, but also, because the state has made some significant changes that the governor signed into law with regard to zoning that we're gonna have to respond to and make changes to our zoning, so that is still. So that's something the planning board will be looking at the end of, at the end of August.
Which is that gonna be an open meeting?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, all the planning board meetings are open. And anything on, if no one else has anything on those things? Correspondence? I see the one letter from Linda Coleman, but that was part of the
That was part of
discussion on
the,
the solid waste and,
yeah, we can review that when.
right. Right, when we continue the meeting, yeah, any other correspondence?
We had a couple of letters from PES just notifying
Yep.
us that the annual renewal fees, licensing fees for dams,
Right,
would be, basically all of the fees are doubling. Effective July 1 of this year. And the dam here has changed in classification.
the lagoon dam.
Lagoon dams.
Yeah, not the one on the pond.
Yeah, has changed from significant to high, so our total cost annual licensing will be $6,000 instead of the current $2,200.
Our budget is carrying 2,200, because we didn't. So, come on.
With the reclassification, are there any other requirements that are levied on us
Yes,
associated with the dams that
We
are
have
going to
to-
cost us
well, there's
money?
no, not immediate costs. There will be additional inspections, so if they note issues that we have to address, then that would cost additional, but they will be here more.
Yeah, emergency
And-
action plan.
And then we have to institute an emergency action plan,
Okay,
which is a staff issue. There's no outside costs to that. We are going to appeal the change, because it is not a reasonable change.
Going from
A significant
significant to-
hazard classification to high.
Well, I don't understand, because I'm looking at the hydrology and hydraulics report.
Yeah.
And the hazard classification, it states significant by content to significant by impact. Because, now raw septic is not a significant thing, so they had to
Find
create
another way to do it.
something else. So it looked like it was just changed from significant to
Well,
significant.
we'll add, but the institution of an emergency action plan is a high hazard
Oh,
requirement, and they're requiring us to do
Yeah.
it. So
okay.
again, that'll be part of our appeal process. We would be doing an emergency action plan to notify ourselves. Because town buildings are the only thing impacted.
Well, and the campground, right? But
No,
that
the
was-
campground is
It's
not,
not, it's not high ground.
none of the
That's right, it was
campsites,
just the road.
just the
Right,
road.
right,
But the road for a half a foot of beach.
right.
And
are you gonna be
understand,
issuing rubber boots? or-
no, but understand out of that inundation calculation is if every drop of water leaves both lagoons instantaneously. Okay, so. the
Definitely
only-
worst case.
And then we get that much.
We get that much water all over the place. Yes, in this room. So again, that's what the appeal is about. And so we will file the appeal and see if we can get it.
What's involved with filing the appeal?
We'll just go down through the regulation and say, this doesn't apply, this doesn't apply. you know, the town is notifying itself, there's no one, no other organization is impacted. Neither of the houses across the street are impacted, the Forest Service isn't impacted.
We use
So-
legal counsel for them file that, or we do that
Yeah.
ourselves? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So we'll let
Thank
you know as we appeal that.
All right.
We-
Sometimes I think they're just making work to make work.
No, they're,
It seems.
So being very-
well, that's why I gave you the first letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first letter is what it's all about. Collection fees. And then I had, what was the other one, Patty Fergal's email to the board, just, do you have that? Or whatever you wanna do with that.
Well, yeah, I mean.
I don't, I mean, I was a bit. Maybe in practice, but I don't recall making a decision not to
Yeah.
record our special meetings and. The initial response to her said, well, no, we don't.
Well, we don't generally record the special meetings. For the most part, the special meetings involve a majority of the time in non-public,
Right.
so,
There's no reason.
and we have,
Well, in the
Or
past, we
encourage.
haven't because they tend to come on us. Somewhat quickly sometimes, something comes up and it's a question of staff time.
Sure.
And it's not a requirement. The minutes govern, as we found out, even though we thought it'd be, but I think the seminar, the course you went to made that very plain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we keep minutes of all of the special meetings.
Well,
Well, is there any, is it a huge imposition of impracticality to record what we can record at the special meetings? I'm asking.
Well, it would be a literal 4-minute recording, there would be nothing.
For any special meetings that are simply. That are not necessarily for negotiation or anything else.
that's not, then we're not going into non-public.
Yeah,
Right. My concern was on the back and forth that it, I don't know, it made it sound that, we did not want to record meetings, special meetings. I think with the practicality of recording them when the vast majority of them are non-public, so there wasn't any need to set all that up. And then the rare times that we needed to have a special meeting to discuss an issue. It was a question of the time and the staff available to do it, and then the fact that minutes are what's required. I mean, I think that it wasn't an attempt by the board to not record
right,
as a policy,
absolutely.
Right, I don't think we're avoiding transparency in any way.
right?
But it wasn't the intention for voice transparency.
Right.
Going forward, if we have a special meeting that is something that is open and not in any way needs to be closed, should we have that recording?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can look at the timing and what the issue is and what staff is available. To do it. I want to just be consistent,
Right.
we don't have to, from what you found out here, of course, is that we don't have to record any of these
Right,
meetings.
Right.
Which I found strange, but I do think that would be the better way to go than written meetings, but that's just the way the state looks at it. All right, so we'll just handle it on a case by case basis. All right, anything else in correspondence? Was there one more thing?
or, possible.
Yes,
search For the cemetery.
yeah, we haven't heard back from, have we heard back?
Yes, and it's like-
Oh,
You
I'm
have
sorry,
not- You have not.
I have not signed it.
We signed it yet. We never had a chance to.
No, I signed so many things. I didn't sign yet,
The library, or
the
the
cemetery,
cemetery letter. We have not sent that.
okay.
Well, I think at the last meeting, we got to the point, I don't remember even discussing.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
We discussed the topic in the meeting.
Yeah,
But no, the-
We did not discuss the letter. The letter was going to be drafted, which
Yes.
is before us here.
oh,
It
okay,
still needs a percent full number in there.
Yeah, and that is from the attached map
right,
that I gave you.
right,
Oh. Didn't think of it. We are about 65%.
I know what I was confusing it, I was
Oh.
conflating it with another letter I did
Yeah.
sign, that was the one to the abutters.
Yes.
That's where I got
Yeah.
mixed up, okay, sorry about
And
that,
so, but that percentage includes a lot of already reserved spaces. And it has changed significantly in the past 5 years.
right,
We've gone from in the 20% usage to over 60%
right,
usage in a very short time. And when we have a need come up, it generally involves 2 lots at a time
right.
because the family can reserve another lot. So.
Can we
I'm
change the
just
cemetery regulations
Yeah, you have purview
of that, in other words, moving, say, remains only, that sort of thing, to give us more room if needed?
of,
Do we get more room doing that?
yeah, you obviously can enter more cremated remains,
Right,
than you can hold out.
But there are religious implications.
Well, there are, and there are, you would probably have to grandfather their own.
oh, yeah, no, the ones that are already reserved, I imagine that would be the case, but.
But yes, there
Well,
are.
but we have to
There are-
consider it if depending on the availability of more land, I mean, we're
Right.
landlocked, right? I mean, we got the Forest Service on
One side.
two
Well, I would
sides.
recommend we submit the letter.
No?
And
It's private homeowners on both sides, but you got topography on one side that.
Doesn't work,
go
right.
up the side.
Anyway, okay, I'm reading it, I'm sorry, Dan, you say,
I was going to say, I just recommend we submit the letter and
Yeah.
talk with
see if they,
party
what they come,
involved and see what we can.
see what they come back
What
with.
we can do. And
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement with that.
Okay. So I'll draft and that letter is okay with the
Yeah.
percentage.
Yeah. figure that
And
out.
we'll work it out that Rich will sign it.
All right. I mean, I think the general point is we're gonna have to do something,
Mhm.
and this is a stab at doing something. So kind of, obviously, this will go a long way to resolving the issue with come to an agreement with the
only-
with the landowner. Okay,
one thing on the letter, you may want to include a statement or two to sort of show our trend, if you will, and our projection and it's the best in town are getting older, every day. So. I think we're having-
yeah,
So
yeah,
we're having, it's going
Get
to
older
be
every
an
hour.
exacerbated problem in the coming years.
Absolutely.
right.
And I don't think that comes across in the letter.
Okay. Sure. Right.
The
We'll
select
work on
board
it.
time move at the same rate as regular time.
I'm almost.
There we go.
getting younger.
Every day. Coming to these meetings might not that might cut against that plan. All right, anything else, just let me know when it's ready, I'll stop by and sign it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there'll be a amenable exchanging of land or something. Not exchange. Passing the land. All right, do we need to move, there's actually one thing I do want to talk about in non-public.
Okay,
Was there anything else that does?
I didn't have anything,
All right, let me,
anything else in public.
all right, so, the magic green page, the end, the end. All right, so if I can have a motion to move into non-public,
For what purpose?
this would be for negotiation and legal matters. Probably better would be legal.
So
No?
I will move.
Alright.
the
All right. Dan move and maybe a second
non-public session
for negotiate,
for negotiation.
for legal matter, for a legal matter.
Discussion of legal matters.